Welcome back to In the Closet with moi, Amy Goodhart. And if it's your first time here, thank you for coming. I'm really excited, really excited to share this video with you. A very special guest, my cousin Danny, aka Summer St.Cartier. And I hope you enjoy. Please like this video, share it. And if you haven't already, please hit subscribe. Enjoy. So this is an even better surprise because I have been wanting to interview you and tell the whole story of Summer St.Cartier, but I had no idea you were going to get booked a last minute show today. You didn't know.
I didn't know.
And we get to see you transform and get ready, which is so exciting. Thank you. I know you're so busy. Yeah. So how are you, cuz?
I'm doing well. Definitely busy as I said. So I was looking forward to doing this, and and then of course I got a last minute booking, and I was like, all right, I guess they're gonna watch me get my face done.
I love it. I love it. I tried to snap up the jazz a little bit. I'm doing I've had these nails on for about a week now. And nice. I was trying to file them to get like the Aunt Mary Jo look, the 1984 square nail.
Oh, right.
Like our favorite Aunt Mary Jo.
I like a good coffin nail, good coffin tip.
A good coffin tip, right? I thought it was a ballet slipper, but I think you're right. I think it's a coffin. It feels more like a coffin. But yeah, and I'm wearing little clip-on earrings actually because my ear hole closed up.
Oh,
That's what's happened if you don't use a hole, it closes.
I've heard that actually.
So I'm wearing little clip-ons. But I'm really excited to share this video with the world. And while you like calmly do your makeup and we talk about who is Summer St.Cartier, and I wanna hear your story. So talk to us.
Just talk to you like that. No guiding questions.
I have a lot of questions, but I know that you're an entertainer. Everyone in our family is awesome. And part of the video is, this is a Summer St.Cartier story in parentheses and why our family is so awesome.
So I've been doing drag now for about 4 years. I started because my partner did drag, and I started making costumes actually. Taught myself how to sew. And then I started making costumes, and I was like, oh, I like that. And I was like realizing that I was making costumes for myself. So I was like, well, let me give this a try. And that was 4 years ago. So
and now you're just booked everywhere. And I'm going to obviously share your Instagram and everything with the audience in the description. You're doing like some high level, high production value shows. You did Wicked recently, right? Or like a kind of wickedly funny.
We had the Witch's Ball.
Yeah, the Witch's Ball.
So, and then at the Witch's Ball, yes, I did Wicked myself. And then a fellow drag queen of my best friend, Morgan, was the Wicked Witch of the West, and I was Glinda the Good Witch.
You guys look so good. I saw Morgan, and I got to meet Morgan at DragCon this year. That's when we saw each other last. You were in LA at DragCon, and that was such a fun surprise. I'm actually doing a revisit of another turban look. You probably think every time you see me I wear turbans, but it's a turban kind of day. Yeah, I love my hats. I love my turbans. I'm not good at wig styling. Like, I'm really not. Like, if it's a huge thing, like a Marie Antoinette situation, I'll just throw everything on top. But I definitely need your help with wig styling. So as far as like Summer St.Cartier, like, tell me about her influences, because I always, when I see your costumes, and you're such a talented designer, and we'll talk about your journey of becoming a designer as well, but I see all of this great like 90s nostalgia, kind of early 2000s.
So yeah, for sure. So first and foremost, Summer St. Cartier is a princess. Um, I call her, the linebacker princess because she's pretty broad. She's got quite a jaw on her, but she still dresses like, she loves pink and she loves frill and she loves all of that kind of super girly, flowery stuff. Britney Spears is definitely going to be a huge influence. That's going to be the early
Can I
2000s.
tell you something? I was actually in Hollywood last night, and
Oh, yes.
and I walked right over Britney Spears' star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on the stars, and I
I
took a
never
picture
see it.
for you. I
Thank
was just
you.
walking and I was like, "Oh, there's Britney." I stepped on her star. Um, yes, you give that. You give me a lot of like Romy and Michelle
Oh, yeah,
vibes.
very that. So like, very that kind of comedy girly energy,
A little Phoebe from Friends ish.
Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Yes, of
So
course.
just kind of like this, all those like female lead led 90s, 2000s movies, like pretty much anyone who's been in one of those, you know, Devil Wears Prada, Legally Blonde, any of that
Yes.
stuff, any and all of that stuff.
And a little Mean Girls. I've seen your Mean Girls looks.
Oh, for sure, definitely Mean Girls, and like right now I'm doing a Nanny Fine look. Um,
Oh, is that what your show is tonight?
so that is going to be one of my numbers tonight. Yes, I'm doing. I guess it's a nighttime show at a place called the Painted Stave, and then right after that I go to Crimson Moon, which is our only LGBTQ space in Wilmington, Delaware. So I go right from one show to another.
That's it. Just one. Just one.
Oh no, yeah, we only have one exclusively. I mean, we have places that are
Yeah.
gay friendly, LGBTQ plus friendly, but as far as a bar, there's one in the entire city of Wilmington.
Well, welcome to being a lesbian. I mean, in LA, we don't even have
Uh,
like there's no lesbian bars. There's not a lot of lesbian bars, but there's no we get like every other Thursday at 8, it's a ladies' night and you get a drink ticket. Like I don't even go out.
oh
But
my
when I
God,
was
good for
coming home,
you.
well,
A
you
whole
would have
drink
thought this
ticket?
was fun. No, there's no lesbian bars here. The best lesbian bar ever is in Tokyo, Japan. It's called Goldfinger. But last night when I was coming home from Hollywood, I was visiting some YouTube friends of mine, and I stopped by Shake Shack. And I was like getting the late night munchies, and I was like
Right.
getting some cheese fries, yes. And a girl that was waiting for an order, I think she was a DoorDash person, and she had watched one of the shows that I'm on occasionally on YouTube called Popcorn Planet, and she called me a lesbian.
Ooh, I
She
love that.
goes,
You gotta
"You're a
coin that.
lesbian," and I said, "I'd rather be called a daikon," and it went right over her head. I was
Oh
like,
my God,
I was like, if
that's
you
even
guys don't know
better.
what a daikon is, it is a mild flavored winter radish paired nice with Asian foods.
Oh
It
yeah,
has
I
long
didn't even know.
green leaves. But yeah, so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm loving this exposure here on YouTube. So yes, call me a daikon, not a lesbian. Um,
That's
but
amazing. I love that. Also, I never knew what that food was, so you just taught me
it
something.
is. Yes, I'm a
There you
daikon. I
go.
am a mild radish flavored winter vegetable, a root. I am
Oh,
a long,
good.
hard root.
And if
Uh,
you pickle them, they're good for spicy food.
they are. Ooh, I'd like to be the next pickled daikon.
There you go. I think that's a drag name, drag king name.
Hashtag pickled daikon on
Uh,
YouTube. Look how fast you contour. Oh my God. The blending, the blending, the blending, the blending. This is so good.
thanks. You know,
It's a jawline
this
transformed.
took this took a long time actually. I was not a born makeup artist. That was something that I had to teach myself. And even now, like there's obviously girls that are better, but I feel pretty good. I kind of stick with what I know. I don't really stray too far from the pattern that I've created for myself. Like this is what I do, and now this is every time
But
I
you know how
do
to snatch that nose. Oh my goodness. I learned how
it.
to snatch my nose actually watching your make. I didn't contour today, but I like that you have kind of shared on social media your drag journey with some like first time in drag, and
Oh
then
yeah, oh
1 year
yeah.
you had like a picture of like your 1 day in drag, and then your 1 year later picture, and then you have the pictures now, but your outfits are so sickening. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Thank you. Thank you. That's something that I learned first. I mean, I'm an art teacher first. That was my first job. So, I'm pretty good with creative things. And like I said, I decided I wanted to get into sewing. That was the first kind of avenue that I took, and then just kind of took off a life of its own now.
and for the audience to know, fun fact, when Danny was in school studying fashion and art, he interned for me, and the very, very famous food clothes that everyone has seen in like every book and National Geographic and like a million magazines. Do you know how famous those food pictures are?
I actually didn't know that, like how famous they were.
Like more famous than any clothes that have ever been made out of food ever in the history of clothes made
Wow,
out of
I did not
food.
know that.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I have to look into.
if anyone just Googles food clothes, you're gonna get a bunch of pictures from or clothing made out of food from an art project that I did called Hunger Pains with a friend of mine who's a photographer, and I had an incredible team of assistants. And Danny was interning for me at the time and helped create one of the most like famous ones, which was the bread and chocolate outfit.
That's fun.
And yeah, no, these pictures have been like in bazillions of magazines and articles, and was in yeah. So you thank you. You helped me. I mean, we had
Sure.
like a crazy team there making all of these clothes,
What a
but
crazy day that was,
it was a
too.
crazy day. It was like a 15-hour day. People were dropping like flies,
Oh
but
yeah.
yeah, but we made clothes out of waffles, meat potatoes. Yes,
Made
this was a
I think it was like a
year before
Doritos.
Lady Gaga's meat dress. We did the challah bread shoulders,
Yeah,
right?
challah bread shoulders. I made the challah bread shoulders.
I remember you worked on that. Had another assistant there that day as well with you.
What's that?
I said we had another assistant there
Uh,
with you as well that day.
are we segueing?
I think that's a segue. I think that's a natural segue. My earrings are too tight.
Yes, we did have a second. We had my ex-wife was also there, um, helping with that photo shoot. I believe that's what we're alluding to.
She did. She helped. She she sewed baguettes for us and was a volunteer. Yeah, but well, yeah, tell us your story.
All right. So I grew up with my parents being not really together from the time I was about like 6 years old. Um, um, Homophobia was like there. It wasn't like we were talking about it, but it was like definitely from my father's energy that I got from him. It was like not cool, not okay. Uh, but this is when I was a kid where I didn't even know anything. Like I wasn't even thinking on that level at that point. So anyway, by the time I got to the age where I was like thinking about things, I was like completely internalized homophobia. Like I'm not gay, like anti-gay, like you know what I mean. Like I kind of was super aggressive, um, and in retrospect, very unhealthy. But that's kind of what I was. And then I started dating my ex, and that was junior year in high school.
So
This
young, oh my God.
this person became my prom date, my girlfriend, and then we got pregnant at 19 with my son. Uh, so we got married. It was kind of like a, what's the word? Ultimatum from her family, kind of like, threats about my son's name and all that nonsense. And at the time, I loved her, so I was like, okay, I guess we're getting married. Like, Sure, that's
Liam
what
is
we're
the
doing.
coolest name. Was her
And
family like religious or Catholic religious?
so not really practicing, but yes.
Yeah.
And no, they're like Mennonite.
Mennonite.
I know, but like not what you think. Like they're not like hardcore.
Interesting.
I have no idea how that came about.
I don't really
Because
know
like
what Mennonites are. I'm
it's
like a
like
hematite. It's like sparkly little stones. It's like a hematite, but it's a Mennonite.
right.
Are they like
I
Quakery? No,
think
they're not Quakery.
no, yeah, they are Quakery. So it's
Oh
like
shit. Okay.
I think
Look
it's
at
like Amish light,
Amish light, like crystal light,
like
but
crystal light.
Amish.
Yeah.
Oh my God. For
So
everyone, you know what a daikon is. You know what a
yeah,
crystal light
I
Mennonite.
think it's kind of like
I
that.
bet Mennonites like crystal light. Amish light. Wow. Well, I didn't know that. So that was kind of, do you think that had like something to do with the like ultimatum situation as far as, you're kind of being
No,
forced into be getting married or?
I think that was more about their oh God, I don't want to be nasty. Saving face.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could physically have like they were just too mortified the fact they would have an unwed daughter
Yeah.
pregnant, you know. So I think it was more like that. But like I said, they're Mennonite, but like they never practice, like they
Right.
never went to church. Like,
Yeah.
I never experienced anything like truly outside of the words. That's what they said they were. I've never experienced them.
But like our family, like on my father's side, your father's side,
Right.
like were kind of Catholic that like we didn't have like strong, it wasn't so much like the strong homophobia, I would say, on our father's side of the family. It was more of like, oh, we're Italian, we're Sicilian. Oh, it's kind of like this traditional, like macho man situation.
Definitely that. My dad
You
gave
know,
very
it,
that.
it was, yeah, it was
Oh, your
definitely
dad
like,
too, for that matter.
what's that?
Your dad too, for that matter. They both kind of
Oh,
gave
yeah,
very.
for sure. Yeah. I mean, my dad met my first girlfriend when I was like 15, and he was really um like happy about it because and he was so like accepting and kind of loving of that and everything. But um I mean, this is terrible, I'm going to say. And of course, like, well, both of our fathers have passed away now. So I always feel like, oh, if I say anything bad, I'm like, oh. But I remember him saying, like, that it was fine. But if that was one of his sons, he'd kick his ass to
Right.
the other side of the Brooklyn Bridge. And, you know, neither of my brothers are gay, but my dad definitely mellowed out a lot. He learned a lot. He chilled out a lot. But yeah, like your dad was like Mr. Masculinity.
Yeah, and I never, unfortunately, my dad passed away. He never got to see me as an open person. So I can't really say
Yeah.
what exactly that would look like. But uh, but yeah. So I got married, had a kid, and then really just lived like the next 10 years as a straight person. I thought I was straight. Truly, I did.
Yeah.
Even like, in your most intimate alone times, at that point of my life, I was still watching straight videos, and things like that. So like completely self-deluded. Like when you
Yeah.
think back to it now, you're like, wow, you were crazy. Not that, don't like that word, but and then it was probably about 24, 25 when I started, you know, again on my own private time, like looking at videos that may be considered, and then gay. And I'm like, okay, well, at this point, I'm telling myself, okay, well, you're married and you have sex with a woman, and you're bisexual, so that's why you like these videos.
Right.
So then I was deluded, I was self-deluded to say like, oh, okay, actually not even self-deluded, because even now to this day, I think, you know, there's a little bit of bisexuality in me still to this day.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm not repulsed by
Hmm.
women. I'm not one of those gay men who's like, oh no, like
Yeah. No,
the
I
right
definitely
person.
thought I was bi for a long time.
Yeah. Um,
Um,
so yeah, so that was that for a long time. Do you want
but
me to keep
like,
going?
does it? Your eyebrows are perfect. Does it see? I did kind of a strong brow, but now I need to revisit. Does it like not bother you, but what do you think about like all of us cousins that we were, when you came out, um, I guess like later in life, that we were always like, but Danny, we always knew. Was it one of those things? Like for me, people didn't say that because I was shy, I was quiet, I was always alone. I never, had anyone
Right.
that like came to parties with me. I definitely had relationships in my life that were beards for sure. um,
I remember.
going through the gay glossary, you're like daikon, lesbian, beard, crystallite, Mennonite,
I think.
all the
Well,
glossary
actually, I
words.
think you told me that at the time.
Yeah. But I
I don't
mean,
think you.
like, yeah, because a lot of us were like, oh my gosh, of course, you were fabulous as a kid. You were just
Yeah.
like,
Well, and that's a I yes, you're right.
but we
I
weren't
look
like,
back.
oh my God, how are you, married? It
Right.
was just, I don't know. I think it was just timing and life and the path. But
I mean,
um,
yeah, like I look back to my childhood, even like way more than like my adolescence. Um, like yeah, like in retrospect, like wow, what a gay little kid that is. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like dolls and dress up and all that stuff. But again, I wasn't thinking about it like that. Now looking back, you know, it is, of course, mental health was a huge part of that for me.
Mhm.
Not having mental health. So it's amazing what you will like kind of, you know, lock in the closet, like for the sake of your mental health. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And that's I think a lot of it because like people are like, well, what do you mean? How did you not know? I'm like,
Yeah.
God, like you're right. How the hell did I not know? But when you're
It
afraid to
was
look in the
just different
mirror,
times. Yeah. It was
yeah.
different times then. And
Yeah, but
um,
when you're afraid to be who you want to be, like you'd be surprised what you'll
yeah.
hide away. So then, I got my degree, and then I moved to West Virginia. Yikes!
How many
Because
gay
I got
bars?
zero.
Zero.
Actually, if I wanted to go to Morgantown, there was one gay bar. Which when I did finally come out, I did go. I think one time in my life. But again, West Virginia is not like
Yeah.
normal life. Okay, it was a 35-minute drive for us to go to a supermarket. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
this was yeah. I had like 170 kids pre-K through 12. So we're talking we're talking like 6 to 13 kids per
Wow.
grade.
That's teeny tiny.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh,
So
I'm
that's
watching you do your nose. Like everyone hold your breath. I'm watching.
I know
See,
it'll be crooked. Don't
I
worry.
love this. I love it.
I take a long time to do my uh, foundation. A lot of people don't take as long as I do, but
Have you ever watched Trixie Mattel do her makeup?
um, I haven't. But I don't really, when I first was doing like watching tutorials, I Trixie Mattel is an amazing
I
artist,
just
but it's not my style. Like,
no, not at all. But
um,
I just like love watching. I've seen Trixie Mattel like do. You think it's on like fast speed. Like she does it so quickly. She's like,
see, this is what happens when your eyebrows are crooked.
no. Let me see. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Look
It's
in the camera.
so much lower than the other one.
No, it
Okay.
just makes it look like you're cheeky.
Yeah,
I
like
can't
I'm
really
doing
do
the.
that. I can't really raise one of my eyebrows anymore. Oh, that's so weird.
No, it looks like I'm doing the rock.
You're like, it's not weird. It's Botox. Wait, I
I need
can't.
that. I
I
need that.
wish I had a whole bunch of money right now to get Botox, but
Gosh.
but instead I just do a lot of facials. I do a lot of facials. I've
Facials look
been getting
that's
into
at
skincare.
home.
Yeah. Been getting into skincare. A friend of mine actually gave me like a whole like steam. I should do a video. I should do like a live face tutorial.
Face
Um
steaming.
like a face steamer. Yeah. It's so nice. But I've been doing that and I use a gua sha stone. Do you know those little jade stones? I swear by
I
it. I
do.
give myself like face yoga or whatever, and it works. it freaking works. I couldn't believe it. I was like, people are, um, I was like,
I'm such a skeptic. I'm such a skeptic of anything that's not. No, you're fabulous. You
I
look
just need
fabulous.
this a little, I have a little,
Girl,
mm, I should grab out this
need a
Summer
little cool
St.
sculpting on the forehead.
A little what?
Yeah, a little cool sculpting on the chin.
Cool sculpting. Yes, I would do that.
I literally looked it up.
That I would fucking love to do that. Freeze it and you pee it out, apparently.
Oh gosh, I did
Cool
not hear that.
sculpting. Yeah. It like freezes your fat and then most women want to freeze their eggs. I want to freeze my
I
fat.
don't want to. Yeah, I want to freeze my fat too.
I want to freeze it all. Why not? Right? We're on this planet one time. Let's look good while we do it.
Yeah, and everyone, well, as a gay fat, it's I always struggle with self-image. So
As a what?
as a in the gay community, like everyone is like, if you're not fit or tiny or twink, you're a bear. You're on the other end, and you're so maybe not everyone feels that way, but I do.
Well, you're definitely not a bear. You're not on that end either. No.
Yeah, there's no spot for me on this.
Well, you know how to snatch a waist. The corsetry that you like the boning and all of the stuff that you do when you're making your dresses. I was going to ask you. We're all over the place, but I kind of wanted to just free flow with this. But when you first started sewing, like, did you find yourself like being your own fit model when you were making dresses and costumes, and then kind of like just I don't know, like get more comfortable in drag before you even got into drag? Like, was fashion design a way for you to really kind of experiment?
Definitely. Definitely my comfortability with drag, because from when I first started dating my partner, who was a drag queen, I was actually quite uncomfortable with it at first. But again, it's coming from me coming out. Just me coming out was a huge step. So it's funny, I went from being very uncomfortable even as an out person with drag to being in drag. So it's fun. It's a great outlet for
Of
because
course.
Danny is when I'm comfortable, I can be quite loud and jokey and stuff. But when I'm meeting new people or even social situations, I'm kind of a wallflower, kind of quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Summer's not that. Summer's very sarcastic and a pretty abrasive.
I mean, I think drag in general is good for mental health for anyone to go into drag. I mean, women, men, everything in between. Like when you throw on some face, it just makes you feel good. It's like you snap up your jazz, as Nana used to say. You got to snap up the jazz. And I'm like loving that you took time to actually do this interview with me while you're getting ready. It's so
I hope it's not distracting.
It's not. I mean, I'm like happily distracted.
Okay.
It's so good. So who comes to see your shows?
Oh gosh. My business is brunch heavy. So we get a lot of like bachelorette parties and birthdays. A lot of it's 90% women, 90% women. 30 and above is
Wow.
kind of our primary audience. I mean, that's not saying that other people don't come because they do, but that's kind of our target. Well, not purposely. That's just
Sure.
who
That's
comes.
who's there to see it. Yeah.
So again, yeah, a lot of weddings or bachelorette parties, that kind of stuff. Pretty much every drag brunch we do, you can guarantee there's at least one group of girls with sashes and you know rainbow bob wigs on and boas on and or it'll be some woman's like 45th birthday, and then all the girls are out to celebrate her birthday, and they're like loud and drunk and fun and all that good stuff.
Nice. Okay, now we're watching this. Okay. I'm not going to make you talk. I'm going to talk while you're doing this so you don't. Oh, the old folded mail bill trick.
Oh yeah, don't read too close. No.
Grab an envelope from your desk.
Let's see what it
Make
says.
sure it's not the deed to your house. Looks like divorce papers. What is it? Is it anything important?
Hold on.
I use disco tape.
Not the first thing you said. This is when I bought my house last November.
Oh, I love it.
I assume I have another copy of this.
Well, you know what? The show must go on. Blend those eyes.
You're like, give me your deed. I'm like, hold on.
You're like, hold on.
Here.
I need to blend.
Oh God.
That is amazing. I love this. This is really fun. Oh my gosh, this is so professional. Well, I have a bunch of bad wigs here that I'm gonna need some sort of help.
Where they come from?
Just my collection, just my closet, because I always have some stuff in my closet. This one was from like oh God, she said. Ooh, that was like my attempt at like a little, I think it was like a little Alice in Wonderland situation. My attempt at like a fishtail braid or something. I have her with little bangs.
Oh, it's like Elsa.
It's yeah, ish. And then I have this one that I gave to a friend, but then she was moving and she says, I don't want it anymore. So she gave it back to me. And this is a nice, expensive human hair.
Human?
Mm-hmm.
It's fancy.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice little lace front stitch. So I think I'm going to play with this and then do an episode where I'm like, I'll have a long blonde brunette situation, but I really don't know how to. I'm not a good hair wig stylist. So what are some things you're going to perform tonight?
So tonight I will be doing, so I have two numbers and at two different venues. So I will be doing the exact same two numbers at both venues. So I don't have to pack anymore. I'm doing The Nanny, Fran Vine Fine mix.
I love The Nanny.
And I'm doing Me Too by Megan Trainor.
Okay.
You know, if I was you, I'd want to be me too.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like fun. I'm thinking of having a birthday in New York in April. Yeah. Are you around in April?
Yeah, I mean we have to work it out, I'm sure, you know.
Or maybe you'll come to Delaware. I don't know. I'm having a big ass birthday this year, like big, the big one.
What are you turning?
I'm turning half 100, bitch.
Oh my God, yes, you gotta have
I know. See, talk about my fucking gua sha stone now. Okay.
No,
She's almost 50. But yeah, and I'm thinking I really want to have a birthday where everyone, like, I don't want presents, but I just want everyone to perform and kind of give something. So yeah, I'll perform. You'll perform. We'll get everyone. We'll get cousin Jennifer to do some stand up.
Take some pictures.
Mm-hmm. Take some pictures. I spoke to Jen the other day. I told her how excited I was that, how excited I was that I was going to interview you. Amazing. I might have. What?
I said, I wish like we could, you know,
I know.
we're so far apart.
I know. I wish we were closer. It was so great seeing you in LA.
I know.
I'm
thinking about coming back again.
Well, come see me.
For the next DragCon. We'll see.
Yeah. DragCon was when? It was July, right? No.
June.
It was June.
May. No, May.
It was May. You're right.
Pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was.
But I'm going on a really great trip in June, so I got to save up for that. We're going on a 2-week Mediterranean cruise.
Ooh,
Now I can't wait.
you love
We
those cruises, don't you? You've
yeah,
done
we have
cruises before.
oh yeah, we have a huge group going along. Like Morgan is coming.
Yay, Morgan.
Obviously, and Nellie, you met her too.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, I forgot to buy. Dang it!
What'd you forget?
When I was at the store today, I was supposed to buy liquid liner, and I completely
Liquid eyeliner.
forgot.
Oh my goodness. She's getting there.
She's getting there.
She is
She
getting
can't
there.
get away from
Dramatic.
these brows. Really annoying me, but whatever.
I grabbed a little hairbrush to see if I could work on this wig
Are you getting?
here.
You're being inspired to do artistic things?
Yeah, I think so. It's a lot of hair. It's going to give me very like Latina looks. Um, but but do you have any advice for people starting drag? Now I know that you and your partner Troy, aka Aunt Mary Pat,
Mm-hmm.
on the socials. Um, so Aunt Mary Pat is like a comedy shtick, like a comedian
Yeah,
drag character, um, which is so great.
definitely.
So and yours is a little bit different, but like you were already like watching Troy perform and kind of like seeing the whole scene and stuff. For somebody who is completely starting from scratch, has never done drag before, is terrified to like take that first step, but wants to try, like, what's some advice you could give them?
Go to your local shows for sure. A lot of obviously there's so much inspiration from TV now. There's so much drag on television these days that's why there's so many drag queens be, being born now because it's an art form that maybe wasn't quite as in the light that it is now. You're kind of bombarded with it now. But my suggestion would be is support the local bar, support your local queens. Um, because 9 times out of 10, they're really nice people. And if you want to get started, get your foot in the door, those are the girls that you need to talk to. So show them support and love. And when you get to that point where your confidence is strong enough to say, hey, I think I want to try this, you've built a rapport with them that they'll say, sure, I'd happily help you with that. Because 9 times out of 10, they will. I know I would. I had a girl ask me in July, Scarlet Diamonds. She was front row of one of our brunches here at the Queen in Wilmington, and now they are in the brunch at the Queen of Wilmington 4 months later. Now, with that being said, she's a fabulous dancer and she's super flexible. Um, and she's really good at makeup and has been doing makeup for years. So, not saying everyone queen out there is going to, within 4 months, turn around, get on stage, but you'll never know unless you, try. And the first thing to do is go out and support the shows.
Yes, bring you dollar bills.
Exactly. I mean, even if you don't have the dollar bill.
I know. I really loved when I was 17, 18 years old in the East Village in New York, I worked at a vintage clothing store. Whoops, as a sales girl. A lot of people know my story of how I became a costume designer was really started out by working in that store, and then I eventually had my own store. But I, the East Village during that time in the late 80s, early 90s was just amazing. I mean, the drag shows were just everyone was there. And I used to like call up all of my friends, all the drag queens in the neighborhood, and I'd wait for my boss to like go on his lunch break, and I'd call them as we'd have our house, our house landlines, and they would come up to the store, and I would like fill their bag with like old lady dresses and everything. And I mean, it
You
was
have the
such a
hookup.
time. It was like Mona Foot, Misunderstood, Head of Lettuce, Lip Synca. Um, oh my gosh, so many amazing queens and performers. Christian Woman, Hattie Hathaway. My gosh, there's so many, so
Yeah.
many. I missed Mona Foot. Nisham, he actually passed away last or 2 years ago now during COVID. But and Hattie passed away, a lot of them. But we used to have so much fun, and I would just give them all of the clothes that, like, all these like funny old lady dresses that never would sell. My boss had so many clothes, he never knew, he never realized I was like, here, take them. But I loved, just being around everyone, being around all the shows and performing. And I actually performed with RuPaul before RuPaul had even really blown up. I performed when I was dancing on stage at the Limelight, and I want to say this was like 1991. So it was before the RuPaul show. And I remember it was before she had her first single, because she performed that at Wigstock that year. But anyway, so before Wigstock, so I performed with this band called the Voluptuous Horror of Karen Black. And that was the name of the group. And it was like this crazy performance art group. And Kembra Fowler, who is Karen Black, the Voluptuous Horror of Karen Black. And we had dancers, and we would come out all body painted with these crazy wigs on. And we would like black out our teeth and wear these crazy wigs and just body paint naked.
Love that.
And we'd come on stage, and Kembra had, which song was it? But there was one song where she would do this shtick that she would like put bunny ears on, or we would all wear bunny ears, and she would wear bunny ears, and the lead singer Kembra would do a handstand in the middle of the stage, a handstand into a split, and then we would go along with like a basket full of eggs and like crack eggs on her ass or her crotch while she was in a split. And one of the special guests, so I was like one of the dancers, and one of the special guests was RuPaul. But this is like way before like RuPaul was like super famous. And I know I have this photograph somewhere still to this day of like a blurry picture of us on stage at the Limelight in body paint. And RuPaul's like, gazillion feet tall, and I'm like this little petite dancer. But yeah, we shared the stage together that one time. But we all everyone knew each other. The clubs in New York back then were so much fun. There was a club called Jackie 60, or that was like Tuesday nights, Jackie 60, Jackie Beat.
Jackie Beat, I know that. I've heard of that.
Yeah. So Jackie 60 was like a Tuesday night party, and it was just everyone was there. Everyone was there. It was so much fun. And then on Friday nights, there was a girl party that I used to go dance at. It was called the Click Club.
The Click Club?
It was.
I love that. That's fabulous.
I mean, I was like, I was so poor. I didn't even have any money. Like, I worked at a vintage clothing store. I worked teaching ballet to like 4-year-olds. I worked go-go dancing at a lesbian bar. I worked at CBGB's as like a busboy / kind of cocktail waitress. I was too young, like legally, to serve alcohol, but I was anyway. I had a million jobs. Like, I had a hustle. I was on my own at a young age and had to like make my way. But there was definitely times when I had like to be super creative to come up with new costumes to perform in go-go dancing. And I definitely remember, 17 years old, whatever, going to the hardware store in the East Village and just buying a roll of black electrical tape. And like, I wrapped my whole body in electrical tape. and made like a bra. You know, it was very,
Just made it work.
it looked
Made it
very
work.
Gautier. It looked super Gautier, but like I had the platform shoes and yeah. And and those were the fun early days.
Fun early days. Well,
Fun early days, yeah.
yeah, that sounds amazing. I really truly,
I have not had a boring life, period.
I've not set foot into truly the gay environment, gay bars or anything like that until I was almost 30 years old. So quite a different experience for me.
Yeah.
Back to the story when I was about 29 years old, um, and me and my ex were having some issues, and I just figured I'm not getting any younger, and if I'm ever going to do this, I've got to do this, and that's when I came out, and it was tough. I didn't really have any backlash, obviously, from like my family. Obviously, it was difficult for her, it being the end of the,
Right.
inadvertently had to be the end of our relationship. You know what I mean? I loved her, but this was kind of like this part. This is just something I had to do. You only get one life. You know what I mean? And I
So many
couldn't.
people don't, you know, that's the sad
Right.
thing. It's like so many people don't. And I know, like, even though you didn't come out to everyone, like, I could tell, you know, when you weren't happy with yourself by just like if like how your body looked, like you
Right.
would gain weight or lose weight, or you weren't like you didn't have like the you didn't have the light on in you that you have on
Right.
now.
Right.
Like your
Right.
light switch turned on and you have you know your personality came out. You have like I just it's so good to see how happy, you know, how much happier you are, and like performing is just incredible to like see these. Oh my gosh, I love that plum color. To see these. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
How you have these incredible kids. Um how
Yes.
do they think what do they think? How old is Liam? 17? No,
He's a
6.
senior. He's 17.
He's
He's a young
17.
kid. So he was 11. Bella was only 3. So Bella really has not known her life without a gay dad.
Right.
Truly, it was a struggle for Liam. I think to a certain extent, our relationship is still a little strained. He knows I love him. I know he loves me. Um, and maybe he has, you know what, it could have nothing to do with it, the gay, have me being gay at all. It could just be the fact that he's 17 years old.
He's a
You know what I mean?
teenager. Yeah.
Exactly. But of course, as somebody who's, constantly internalizing everything, I'm going to think the worst. Um, but yeah, I mean, he had our ups and downs, but all in all, he's a pretty progressive kid as far as, accepting. Um, and he gets along great with Troy, loves him. In fact, I think they talk more than me and Liam talk. Um, so that's good. And of course, Bella has really never known anything else. So
Yeah.
and she loves the drag aspect. She loves the makeup and
And
the
Bella's 9? No. How old? She's
fourth grade.
9.
No, she's 8. She'll be 9
Oh my
in March.
goodness. And she's so lucky because all of the incredible clothes that you make, it's like she gets to see all of the fashion. Are either of them interested in fashion and art or
I guess Bella more than Liam, but Bella's even different. Like she's so funny. Like kind of like what I was for my dad, like, oh, gay son. Bella's like this, she doesn't like dresses, and so every time I want to make like, oh, let's make a pretty dress, or let's wear a dress, or let's crimp your hair, and she's like, no.
well,
I'm
I've seen
like,
the Halloween stuff though. Halloween's different.
yeah, she gets
Yeah.
into that. Although this year she was a pirate, so. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what if you're Winifred and me and Troy go as Mary as Sarah? And she's like, no. She's like, maybe next year. But
I love that purple, that kind of plum pop of color you did on the eyeshadow.
Yeah, just a little something. Although it's getting dark in here, so I don't have the best light. Because actually pretty soon I'll move back to my actual makeup room downstairs. I have a room, but it's in
Ooh,
the
you have a
basement.
whole like beauty room set up. Mm.
So, I mean, right now it's a complete and utter shit show. So, so Troy just moved into a new place, um, and all his drag is there. So it's like my stuff, which, and I'm not even a neat person to begin with. So it's two makeup stations, all my sewing stuff, all the costumes that already exist. It is all the wigs. It is honestly like a fucking bomb exploded down there right now.
I
Um,
love it.
but in the summer, it's just way too hot down there to do makeup. So I bring it upstairs, and I just haven't moved back down yet.
I love that. Okay, so we're getting to the final touches now.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're
I'm
almost done.
getting there. Ooh,
Well, yeah, this lighting makes me look super white, like super like chalky, but I'm not that chalky. I'll show you in the bathroom in a second. Um,
and are
so yeah,
you're doing a brunette tonight or blonde?
brunette.
Because you're doing the nanny vibes.
Yeah, so I guess I mean not truly because like I don't wear red lips,
Yeah.
like at all. So like that's like for instance, Troy always jokes with me because like I'll do a lot of characters, but I don't do makeup like the characters, or I don't try and make myself look like the characters. So it's just Summer's face, like being whatever character I'm being. You know what I mean? Whereas Troy goes all out and he's really into the impersonation makeup. Like he does a really great Reba and
I was asking about a drag queen here in LA that does Taylor Swift, that does like a Taylor Swift act.
Jake
And I'm
Jolie.
like, they should just like do big shows because Taylor Swift can't like sell concert tickets now because Ticketmaster. Did you
Uh-huh.
hear about that whole shit show?
Oh my God, I did. Yes, that was
Right.
um Troy loves Taylor Swift, so but
Yeah.
he didn't try and get tickets. So
Well, no one can get tickets because Ticketmaster failed. And
I
uh,
don't know. I have a friend who
what
got
happened
tickets.
was like all the scalpers bought the tickets and they're reselling them for like, $20,000 or whatever. So I say that everyone should just go support your local drag queen that can perform as Taylor Swift, give her the money, and the world will be a happier, better place.
Well, I have a Taylor Swift show coming up at Evil Genius on the 15th of January.
Oh,
So
yes.
and May 7th too, but that's far away in the future. Uh, yeah, I run a brunch, Evil Genius in Fishtown in Philadelphia, and we have almost weekly, sometimes 3 times a month, depending on the month, uh, shows. So like this weekend we have Britney Spears, and then we have two holiday shows. All your like your Mariahs and your Patty and all your good Christmas classics.
I really thought Mariah would get that trademark, by the way.
I don't
Mariah
know. I'm not
Carey's
sure.
people were trying to get her the trademark of the Queen
I
of
heard.
Christmas. She didn't get it. They said
Yeah, I
no.
heard.
I think she should get it. I think she should get anything she wants in the world. I love my Mariah.
I know. And you know what? She knows it, which is why she thought she could get it.
Ooh, I like this lip now. Okay, so this is how you get the lip to really like look so much bigger and ooh, good blending. We're all learning here.
All right, we
Dude.
gotta move over to the bathroom now.
Okay. Before we go, well, what you're going to do is you're going to take a little video of the or have somebody take a little video of the show tonight.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I will do
Um,
that.
can you before we leave the closet? Ooh, I like this camera angle here. I do my
I'm using
makeup like that. I make the same makeup face. Oh my God, that's so funny. I do the same makeup face. I have to open my mouth when I'm doing eyeliner. I don't know why. I don't know why we do that.
I don't know either. I don't know why either. Um, is there anything
I
else
need
on
to
my?
see I need to see a picture or not a picture, but can you show us like a little flash of your outfit, like on a hanger?
Oh yeah, I can, but it's like in a bag, like
Okay, well,
on the
don't worry about it.
ground.
I'll get just promise me tonight. Oh, okay. This is exciting. Oh, I like this walking around.
Okay, here we
Ooh, this
go.
lighting, you look very tan. Mm.
Yeah, much better in this.
Ooh. Mm.
And obviously, I'm painting for. I can't turn my camera around. I don't know how to do this. Oh, there we go. Here's my outfit for tonight, guys.
Yay! Jingle bell.
In a nice Marshalls bag. But no, it's cute, and I will take videos and send pictures, and then you can throw them up on the
I
video.
will. Well, thank you so much for letting me ask you all these
Doing it.
questions and telling all of our audience here a little story, the Summer
Yeah.
St. Cartier story.
Did I
Um,
get?
does
I'm
your
trying to
mom
think.
come see? Does your mom come see you perform? She
Yeah, she
does,
has.
right? I know
Yeah, she
because I
definitely. I mean,
follow her on Instagram.
yeah, she lives far up. You know, she's in the Poconos, so she doesn't get to come down too often, but she definitely supports it. My whole family does, in fact. You know, all my brothers and the kids. Sometimes we'll bring the kids to brunch as long as it's a family friendly one, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's pretty good. It's nice now. I've gotten pretty comfortable um, doing it. It's a great outlet, makeup, costumes, wigs, all that fun stuff.
So fun. So many of your looks. I'm gonna throw them up here in this video. They're so gorgeous. And oh, I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. I love you. Our family is
I love
awesome.
you. We have a
Yeah.
very creative and artistic family.
Right. We have so many artists. I had Victor on my show
How
and
was that?
it was great. He came out of the closet himself and talked to us about OCD and his mental health. And it was just such an incredible chat with him. It was such a great talk. And it really helped a lot of people. And the comments from the videos were just so great. And it was just really brave of him to talk about that. And everyone's got something in their closet. And I am happy enough just to, kind of hold this space. Every time I do a video, I like to interview people, but I also tell more and more skeletons about my own closet. Now you
Right.
guys know where I go danced when I was 17.
um,
um,
no,
but
it's
yeah,
great. We're doing a great thing.
thank you.
It's great to give people, an outlet, and then also maybe there's somebody out there that's dealing with, even me, who maybe doesn't have the most common story, but just letting people know that if they're not ready to come out, that's okay too. You know what I mean? It took me, I was 30 years old by the time I worked up the nerve. So everyone can do it at their own pace.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great to own who you are and come out of that closet, but it also takes time. And for me, I wouldn't have done it any other way because I have two amazing children that I don't think I would have had if I came out earlier. And they're pretty much my whole life. So I couldn't imagine not having them. So for me, coming out late in life was great. Um, I also think I'd be riddled with STDs if I came out earlier.
She's a
um,
hooah.
I would have been like, like a kid, like, not safe and all. And then by the time I did come out, I was nice and safe and made sure I didn't
Yes.
do
Well,
horrible things.
well, you're living your best life, and I love you
All right.
so much. I'm so proud of you.
All right. Thank you. I love you.
I love you too. I'll see you soon, sweetie.
Bye.
Bye.